John Wall has officially retired from basketball, and he's going to always be a true icon of his era. For me, I was right around his age, and I competed in some of the same circles, and from the start, he was every bit as good as all of the hype thought he was. So this video is just my way of celebrating a career that wasn't just great in the moment, but it's one that's left a lasting mark on the game. And to really appreciate it, you're going to have to go back all the way to when this began, and that's in high school. You have to remember that this was the peak of the high school mixtape era, when a new hoop mixtape could turn a teenager into a legend overnight. And nobody defined that era quite like John Wall did. Every time a new clip dropped, you'd stop what you were doing just to witness whatever kind of madness he had come up with that week. And it wasn't just highlights, it felt like an event. And recruiting back then just felt different. There wasn't this constant social media access that we have today. So the anticipation built for weeks, and with Wall, the buildup was just massive. As an NC State fan myself, I remember following every rumor, just every visit, and I wondered if he'd end up in Raleigh or if one of the Blue Bloods were gonna come in and scoop him up and land him. And in the end, the hype was justified. He transferred to Word of God Christian Academy in Raleigh, and he became the most electrifying guard in the country. And that senior year of his, he averaged nearly 20 points, 9 assists, I think it was 8 boards, so damn near a triple-double a game. And he carried his team that was really talented with CJ Leslie and others all the way to the state finals. And on the national stage in high school, he dropped 28 at the Reebok All-American Camp. He earned co-MVP at the Elite 24. And at the Nike Hoop Summit, he put up 13, 11, and 5 against the best players in the world. So all indications was he was legit from the high school age. And for anyone that watched him, you didn't need any convincing that he was the next big thing. I mean, you just could see it in the highlight tape. And ultimately, when he chose Kentucky, the hype went from mixtapes and message boards, and it moved to the biggest stage in college basketball. So at Kentucky is where John Wall's cultural impact really took off. And for me, I'm never going to forget at Kentucky's Midnight Madness when he first got introduced. He's getting lowered down with the fog and the smoke. He flexes his arm, turns his hand back and forth, and it's just like that. The John Wall dance was born. I mean, it turned itself into a full-on song, went viral across the country, and he hadn't even played a single college game yet. Stuff like that didn't happen back then. It's not the same society we are now. And that's the point, is that people have to realize what kind of expectations that created. When you were the face of Kentucky basketball, the #1 recruit in the country, and you're already a cultural phenomenon, the pressure is really unreal, especially for a point guard. It's even heavier. You're not just expected to score, you're expected to lead, you're expected to orchestrate, and most importantly for UK fans, you're expected to win. And for most 18-year-olds, it would have been easy just to fold under that spotlight, but John Wall delivered. It was his very first game. He hit a game winner against Miami of Ohio.
The tie, and now Wall for the win!
He goes on to set Kentucky's single game assist record with 16 dimes against Hartford. He averaged 16 and a half, almost 7 assists and 2 steals a night. He leads Kentucky to 35 wins, an Elite 8 run. He was named SEC Player of the Year, consensus first team All-American, and he's the National Freshman of the Year on top of all of that. And ultimately, the combination of style, leadership, production, it made him the clear-cut #1 pick in the draft, and it turned him into more than just a college star. He wasn't just running Calipari's offense, he was shaping the modern era of Kentucky basketball. And he was proving that he was ready for the NBA right then and there. And so, when it comes to draft night, there really wasn't any suspense. It was clear John Wall was the #1 pick, and the Wizards had their new franchise player. So once John Wall got drafted, that pressure just reset all over again. As the #1 pick in the NBA, it's not just that you're expected to be good. Oftentimes, you're expected to rescue a franchise. And for Washington, John Wall was exactly that hope. And from the start, he carried himself like he was the cornerstone of the franchise. He was explosive, fearless, and he made the Wizards matter again. Over the course of his career in DC, he averaged about 19 points and 9 assists per game. It's numbers that frankly put him among the elite playmakers in the league. He made 5 straight All-Star teams from 2014 to 2018, was All-NBA third team in 2017, and people forget, but he earned a spot on the All-Defensive second team as well during that span. And for me, just the highlights are unforgettable. You think back to the 2017 playoffs against Boston. It's Game 6, the Wizards season's on the line. And what does John Wall do? He buries a dagger 3 and pounds his chest. And I think back to him yelling, "This is my city." And that was when peak John Wall kind of delivered. He was defiant, clutch, and the crowd in DC loved him. But just like every stage of his career, the expectations were unforgiving. Injuries started at that point. He had heel surgery, then he tore his Achilles. And it felt like the game got robbed of his best years. Now, he fought his way back. He suited up for Houston and the Clippers. But we all know those seasons didn't define him, because the truth is, John Wall had already given and proven everything he needed to. He was the face of the Wizards for nearly a decade. He was the heartbeat of that team and one of the most electrifying guards of his generation. And now, as his playing days close, the questions shift from stats and highlights to something bigger, and that's his legacy and what comes next. So when you talk about John Wall's legacy, it doesn't stop with the points and assists. Off the court, he left just as much of an impact as he did in any arena in the NBA. Like, take the John Wall Family Foundation, for instance. He poured time and resources into kids and families, both in Raleigh and in DC. He funded school supply drives, did community meals. He even built programs at the Boys and Girls Club that focused on mentorship and really not even about athletics. In 2015, the NBA actually recognized him with the Community Assist Award, and Wall himself said it best: being present mattered more to him than writing a check. And that presence inspired people. You hear it in how today's stars talk about him. Kyrie, he recently said he had to give John Wall his flowers, that John Wall set a precedent, and that he was one of the most exciting guards in the NBA, a generational talent. And for the young guards who came after him, John Wall wasn't just another all-star. He was a blueprint for what the position could actually look like. And even now, he's not stepping away from the game. He's moving into broadcasting, going to work with Amazon, and he's going to be a part of basketball's storytelling for years to come. So John Wall's career had incredible highs, and it had its painful setbacks, but his impact was undeniable. On the court, in the community, and especially in the basketball culture, at least for me, he'll always be remembered as one of the most electrifying guards of his generation. And undoubtedly, he's going to be forever a legend in Raleigh, in Lexington, in DC, and in the hearts of NBA fans everywhere.